Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Unmuted Love. I'm C. Eshelman. I'm your intrepid host. And if you're here today, I'm guessing something maybe hurts a little. Not loud, not dramatic hurt, maybe the quieter kind. The kind that sits in your chest when your child who you fought for, showed up for, rearranged your entire life for, turns 18. And I know you thought you were waiting for this, and of course you were. But instead of your child leaning toward you, they are leaning away. Now, of course, that makes sense. They're 18, they're adults, they want to get on their way. So, of course, they're leaning away. And maybe they've said it outright. I don't want to live here anymore. Stop parenting me. I'm out. Of course, they've been saying that for a long time, haven't they? They might be saying, though, leave me alone. Or maybe it's less clear, but just as loud. They effectively run away from home. They don't call or text, or they do when they need something. They don't come by, they don't respond, they behave like they don't need you, and yet they contact you when they need something, and they want you to do it right now. And you're left standing there thinking, what am I supposed to do? What's the right thing to do? I want to say this, having a dismature child turn 18 is freaking scary, right? This is one of the hardest transitions in parenting children from difficult beginnings, I think. Because this isn't just about launching a young adult. That's hard enough. This is about launching a young adult whose nervous system was shaped by survival and who is often not operating at their chronological age. As you know, they are much, much younger, right? And that changes things. It makes launching super hard and scary and weird, right? Like maybe you shouldn't be doing that because an 18-year-old who sometimes still kind of feels 12, that almost feels like child abuse, doesn't it? Oh, well, no, because they're adults and they're not going to let you continue parenting them like little children. They're just not. So this isn't your typical empty nest. You know, those articles about empty nesting you read? Yeah, this isn't that. This isn't you're off to college and we miss them, but they call every Sunday. No, this is they're gone and I don't know if they're ever coming back. And if you're honest, it doesn't just feel like distance or like normal development. It feels like rejection. And you are scared that something really bad is going to happen to them. Whew. Okay, folks, your instinct will be to move toward them, right? To reach out, to try to help, to give them things, to support them, to ask them what they need, to tell them what they need. Let's talk about what your brain and body are going to want to do because it's predictable. You're going to want to reach out more, explain yourself better, fix whatever you think went wrong, try to reconnect, repair, re-engage. Basically, you're going to want to close the gap because you're a parent and parents close gaps. That's what we do. That's what we do. But here's what's really going to happen. It feels backwards. Sometimes closing the gap pushes them further away. So why is your child pulling away? Let's bring it into brain focus because if you don't understand the why, you will absolutely make this worse trying to make it better. Children from difficult beginnings often carry a deep drive for control. It's not like you don't know that. You've been living with it for all these years. They also carry a sensitivity to perceived pressure, a nervous system that reads closeness as threat when overwhelmed. You know all this. So when they hit adulthood, there's often a surge of, whoa, I need to get out of here. I need to be separate. I need to not feel managed. I need to prove I'm in control of my life and I don't need you. And here's the part that stings. It's not always about what you're doing right now. It's about what you represent. You are tied in their minds to early dependency, vulnerability, struggle, power and control issue, times they didn't have control, times that you overpowered them, right? All the things that you did that you're not proud of, but what else were you to do, you thought? So even your love, your good, steady, hard-earned love can feel like too much when their system's activated. Now, folks, you're not powerless. But your power has to look different now. This is where parents start to spiral a little bit because parents often think there must be something I can do. I get it. You've been in a long game of showing up, adjusting, learning, repairing. So this moment feels like, don't stop me. Don't stop me now. I'm not telling you to stop being a parent. I'm telling you, you are entering a different form of parenting, one that requires more restraint than action, more regulation than reaction, and more trust than control. Trust. Oh boy, you haven't had trust, I know, and they haven't trusted you. And yet, as adults, they need it, and we need to grow it. So this is parenting at a distance. And I want you to hear this clearly. Distance doesn't mean disconnection. Distance doesn't mean abandonment. Distant doesn't mean failure, and it doesn't mean cutting the apron strings, and it doesn't mean that you don't get to help or support or love or reach out and invite to dinner or movies or cup of coffee. It means you're allowing space without collapsing, without chasing, without turning yourself into the villain or maybe the martyr. What does it look like for your child? Distance can actually help your child. It can help settle their nervous systems, feel less triggered, experiment with independence, develop perspective over time. And you know what, folks? I have this in my 2 adult children. Actually, I have 4 adult children, but the 2 that I adopted from difficult beginnings. They did get perspective over time. And yes, it also gives them space to think about you differently. Mine do. Mine adore me now. I hope they're listening because they've told me that and I believe them. But that doesn't happen when they feel pursued or pressured or disapproved of. No, it doesn't. Let's say the quiet part out loud. You know how we're prone to do around here. Sometimes there are other influences. So for example, a partner who doesn't like how close you are to your children, another parent who benefits from distance, a social environment that rewards pushing parents away. You don't have to like it. You don't have to factor it in, because if you fight harder in those moments, you often confirm the very narrative that's pulling them away from you. This is where, I don't know, a lot of parents feel guilt, right? They get guilt hits. Now, I'm not a person who feels a lot of guilt, but boy, do I have shame in spades. So it's hard. You might be thinking something like, I must have done something wrong. Well, I did a lot of things wrong. And I'm sure that you know you did a lot of things wrong too, because parenting children is hard. And nobody gets a book. Or we read a lot of books, but none of the books really worked, right? We get the message that we should try harder. A good parent wouldn't let this happen. Well, let me ground you in some reality. There are seasons where doing more causes more damage. And this might be one of them. So what do you actually do? You do something that will feel, I don't know, maybe a little unnatural. You stop initiating for a period of time. I mean, stop. Let go. Take a breath. Yeah, you heard me. You stop. Not forever, not dramatically, not with a whoosh, I'm done with you, not with a speech or a lecture, but with real intention of creating some space for your adult child to find their way. Time does something you can't do for them. It lowers emotional intensity. It creates space for reflection. It interrupts reactive patterns and negative feedback loops. And it gives you something too. It gives you some stability that you haven't seen in a long time, right? You're not being whipped around by the emotions of a child in your house that doesn't want you to overparent them. You're no longer chasing a moving target. You're standing. You're grounded. You know what? You might be clearing up fog you've had for a long time. How long do you think? A year is not unreasonable. I know, that sounds like forever. But for a nervous system that needs space, it's often, just right, just enough. And sometimes longer, sometimes shorter. So what do you say when you reach back out? Well, when you do reach out again, it sounds something like this. Hey, I got the sense you needed space, so I gave it to you, baby. I care about you. I love you. I'm here. If you're open to a different kind of conversation, I am too. Let's get together. No pressure, no guilt, no shame, no performance, just presence and caring. This is the work that doesn't get applause. And none of this parenting journey got applause from anybody. This is the work that feels pretty invisible, like it always has. Parents are really unsung heroes, in my opinion. This is the work that requires you to regulate your own fear of losing them without chasing them. And I know what you're thinking. What if they don't come back? Here's what I want you to hold on to. You're not done being their parent. They do still need you. They're not done working something out with you. Everybody works things out with their parents one way or another. It's just happening outside your view right now. And when you don't force your way in, when you don't insist or demand, or you don't control, you make it safer for them to come back. So if you're in this space right now, take a breath. Take 2. You don't have to fix anything. You don't have to chase them. You don't have to prove your love. You've loved them all this time and you're going to keep loving them. Stay steady, stay regulated, stay available without pressure, because sometimes the most powerful way your love lands is when you give it room to be chosen by them. So folks, I'm going to leave you with that today. This is C. Eshelman. This is Unmuted Love. And there's more hope here than you might ever have imagined. I'll see you next time in the next episode. And remember, your love matters. when more than love is required.